Hello there campers, my name is Paul Hughes, I am the Lord of Leisure, and welcome to the first Aftermath video of 2018. Hello, how's it going? You alright? You all good? You got everything you need? Magazine, yo-yo, whatever else, I don't know. I thought I'd bring, my initial impressions after leaving Black Panther. The latest Marvel movie cash cow that basically, is going to make billions and squillions and all the rest of that stuff. But, of course, is it any good? Now, premise of this is obviously following the introduction of Black Panther from Captain America Civil War. Although they reference it for a couple of pieces, obviously, because of events leading on from Captain America Civil War. They don't lean on it hugely, and in fact one could argue, much like Doctor Strange became, it is pretty much a standalone story in its own right, and to that end actually that's very well done, because then it's not concerned with being bogged down with having to do a huge amount of continuity, albeit obviously there's some villains in from previous films like Andy Serkis coming along as the chap with one arm from Age of Ultron, the second Avengers film. And he basically's got to be having a ball as a South African arms dealer who's, well, shall we say, is dealing in different types of arms these days, it seems, on a few of occasions. You've just got to see it yourself. Crack some decent jokes as well. The humour in this, well, of course, is present as in any Marvel film. It is toned down. This is predominantly a different style they've gone with. They've fully embraced, African heritage and all the rest of the stuff. So you get a huge amount of African sounds going, yeah, and all the rest of it. Basically, just think of The Lion King and job done. Yeah. It actually fit the tone of the film quite well. Chadwick Boseman actually was pretty fucking good as T'Challa, King T'Challa, obviously, who assumes the throne in Wakanda, the nation which basically has vibranium, best substance in the world. But they've hid from the world, so as far as everyone else is concerned, they've just got like some rhinos and other shit, and no one really pays much attention to them. Things go a bit awry. There's quite a bit of backstory which comes in terms of the plot. There's a bad guy that effectively comes along and ruins quite a bit of things. There's also there's like 5 tribes. 4 of them came together to support a king from years ago. This is all, by the way, in the opening credits, so you're not exactly getting a huge amount of spoilers here. But then there's one tribe that stays away and thinks that everyone else is not keeping to tradition. Special effects, for the most part, absolutely grand. There are a couple of bits which are dodgy, but what can you do? Martin Freeman actually was kind of surprising, turning up as Ross again from Captain America's Civil War, actually. Albeit, again, you don't really have to know that as a great deal. Like I said, it really works as a standalone story. Fantastic cast, actually, all the way, and it really, really pulls you in, like this whole culture and everything. It's like the mix of old tradition and hugely advanced technological feats. It's a wonderful mixture, actually. And in a strange sort of way, the middle credit scene, because you basically got to stick around for the ending, where obviously they'll have a middle and an end scene just to set up other things and blah blah blah. It was kind of an interesting thing that they went with, that in order to try and not repeat issues of the past, you inevitably become the people who made those mistakes in the past, and you've got to try and get away from that. and try and see more commonalities than there are differences, that type of thing. And to be perfectly honest, in a strange, as ham-fisted as you could argue it is, it's actually not a bad message for this day and age. So, soundtrack fantastic, location setting, you know, how they have all the characters come in. I mean, I tell you what, the ladies in this more than hold their own. They kick bottom, and not just one bottom, several hundred bottoms. They ain't nobody's fool, as it were. They basically put the men in their place, and quite right too. You know, the main guard lady, I forget the character's name, just absolutely kicked ass. And it was actually kind of funny with a shaved head and everything else. She was... No, I'm not saying. But put it this way, when they're in South Korea and she's forced to wear something, it's actually it's quite funny. In any case, if you're a fan of Marvel stuff, of course you're going to go and watch Black Panther. But if anyone else, I think it's actually worth going regardless, because no matter what, it stands on its own. And actually, for once, you get all groups representing and kicking ass, and why the fuck not? So, there you go. Black Panther, definitely worth viewing, without even breaking a sweat on that one. And it's set up all quite nicely for Avengers Infinity War, which is due out in a few months' time. Can't wait. Oh, the band will get back together and more. You must have seen the trailers. But no, seriously campers, Black Panther, well worth watching. Absolutely well worth watching. Terrific stuff. And now I'm going to go home for a nap. And all of you can shuffle off, go and do whatever it is you must do. And until the next time, I'll say cheerio, tatty bye, tatty bojangles, and other words. Bye now.